I have all the feels and I need a moment.
I'm so concealed in all of you now. Something beautiful, beautiful.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island Season 8, Episode 21. I think so. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell. Leave a comment down below. Listen, this was the India and Dammi date, so you know I need to run my ass out the pool. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little lit. I am. So I don't even know if I really was taking in the episode all the way, but we're gonna fumble our way through this review. So obviously the episode before, there was some tension between Tasha and Andrew, and in the morning he wakes up and he decides that he's going to give her some space so she can work out her feelings. Only problem is Andrew, the backbone ain't backboning, because immediately he crumbled and he's like all up in her face again.
I'm gonna give her a space today, and I'm just gonna try and start enjoying my time.
Yeah.
No, fine.
So much for giving her space.
She doesn't want to speak to me.
Whoa.
It's really hard to sympathize with Andrew when he almost allows himself to experience what he's experiencing with Tasha. I understand that Love Island is about exploring. I understand that technically in the real world, this is early days. But every single person, whether or not they fit what you're looking for, because if we're being honest, every guy that came in has not very much in common, yet somehow Tasha can see herself with them, and she complains about how she's a different person. Being with Andrew is changing her, even though it was not by coercion. He didn't make her do anything, right? I'm just like, clearly something is missing here, and he almost has to apply pressure, but he won't. He will never do that. He'll just kind of let himself be walked over. And it's kind of like, at first it was sad, but now it's like, okay, Andrew, you had it coming. Tasha then takes Dammi and Luca aside just to talk about how she felt about how they were reacting in the ceremony, because she felt like she's the closest to them and she was really hurt that they reacted the way that they did. And they apologized, but they were also like, listen, like, the facts are the facts. Like, we are concerned about our boy.
Can you sit here and say that I don't like him?
No, the thing is, we believe you like him. We do. It's just sometimes when we hear stuff or we see things, it kind of like, we're like, oh, wait. Maybe you don't like, maybe you don't like him as much as we thought you did.
The reality is this girl knows how to say things in a way that doesn't incriminate her. So even though she didn't explicitly say, I want a relationship with Charlie, the way that she goes about it is so slick, and it's around the corners where it's like, I mean, yeah, you didn't explicitly say that, but you gave him the notion that the door is open, which it is. Later on, they did have a conversation, and this being her and Charlie, and he was like, well, you know, I'm open to keeping this on the low, like we can keep our chats private. And she's like, yeah, I don't want things to blow up. And I'm like, you see what you're doing? You see what you're doing? Obviously, you don't owe everybody, you know, a play-by-play of what you're doing, but like, you already know that there's tension in your relationship based on where your head is at, and then you're going to decide to pursue somebody who you do have a history with. We don't know the extent, but there is a history, and you want to do that on the low. And Tasha, girl, come on.
I feel like there is like a bit of a spark there, from my perspective.
Yeah.
Just be good to see more of you, really.
Yeah.
Just keep it between us. There's no point in having external pressure.
Yeah, of course.
So with Tasha and Andrew, they also had a conversation, and they talk about how basically there's a miscommunication between what their expectations are in this relationship, this coupling or whatever. And she's believing that, you know, when Andrew said he's open to her exploring other options, maybe he didn't truly mean that. And even when she was talking with the guy, she was like, I don't get why everybody thinks like I don't like him, and nobody's saying that you don't like Andrew. It's just, if you can find reasons to pursue every single other guy who comes in, something is missing with Andrew that you don't want to admit. And Andrew is a safe bet, and unfortunately, Andrew makes himself available every single time.
From what I've been told, you're pretty closed off to me.
No one's really come in that I've been like wanting to get to know.
So I do think that there is a miscommunication in that she wants to be this hot girl. She wants to have a hot girl summer. She wants to be a city girl. She wants to be out there, whatever. And disguising it with, I'm just weighing my options. No, that's not what it is. I do believe Andrew when he said he's open to her pursuing other people. But when it's every single person, it's kind of like, okay, what's really going on here? Because there's no way that you can find something to pursue with every guy that's come in. They are so different. Every guy has been so let me move off Tasha. I'm actually pressed. No, this is not okay. We're gonna move on to Paige and Jax because even though they are also confusing me, at least it's an easier story to follow. So Paige and Jay are debriefing their first night together, and she's basically like, you are the person who I wanted on paper. It does seem to work the best with you. It's just maybe it could have been a missed opportunity.
Jay's really good at asking questions and actually wanting to find out more about me as a person, about my life. Jay and Jax, you couldn't get more opposite guys in here really. As long as everyone's being respectful, it's going to be fine.
I come in here saying I wanted a best friend and I found it in Paige, so...
Yeah. Women, eh?
Women, mate. Women. Men as well, though.
And as much as I want her to pursue Jay, I do still believe that he's not to be trusted. I do still believe that he's playing a game. But I believe the same about Jax. I feel like they're kind of one and the same. In this episode, though, Jax did have a lot more redeeming moments in the episode. So he was clearly pressed about them talking, and he's realizing that, maybe she's a little bit more open than it seemed at first. And so in the night... she's talking to Jay, walk with me, okay? She's talking to Jay, basically saying hey, if it's not there for me in the beginning, typically in the real world for me, it's not going to be there. There's nothing to develop. I'm assuming she was saying that in regards to Jay, you missed your opportunity. I'm sorry, it is what it is, right? And then Jax pulls her aside and they talk in the, not the corridor, the stairwell. And he's basically saying, typically I really struggle with emotions, but I care more than I do, and I want you to know that. And she's like, you're safe to do that. Just let me know.
Emotion. What do you think the ways is gonna happen by showing emotion and showing how you get? Maybe the jackpot will just only make us better.
I'm gonna need to see the proof in the pudding when it comes to Jax, because I do believe he's just as much of a game player as Jay. I just think he's better at hiding it, or he hasn't had the opportunity to really be tested. Everybody on Love Island loves a test. But yeah, I don't know. I would just have liked to see what could have been there between her and Jay. I don't know. There's no justification. There's none. I just want to see what it could have been. But yeah, I get her. He missed his window. She was open then, but now her feelings are elsewhere, and she's the type of person who can only pursue one connection at a time. And right now that person is Jax, and Jax hasn't given her a concrete reason not to pursue it. She does compare them by saying, Jax is more of the fun-loving, lighthearted kind of guy, whereas Jay on paper is her type. He's more mature. She's more of what she would like to pursue. It's just too little too late. So Dammi and India. You guys, Dammi and India had a date, and as they're getting ready, they're both expressing that they're nervous about it. And I feel like the reason why I'm so sold on this relationship is because of how horrible their initial pairings were. You had Amber, who Dammi was trying his hardest, and she would find every excuse to not make things work. And then you got Ikenna, who basically wanted her to be one of the boys, and it's that's not how it works. So now that they are with somebody who they feel genuine interest for, and that is being reciprocated tenfold, chef's kiss.
Hashtag Damia. I like it though. It has a nice ring to it, Damia.
People have come and gone through the villa, but you've both been here the whole time.
Let's wrap these other ones up and let's just get to it,
So as they're talking on the date, it wasn't anything that was super flirtatious. They already seem like they're very settled as a couple, so there isn't much wooing that needs to happen. They're talking about family life. They're talking about what you look for in a partner, and they both express that at the moment, and potentially throughout the season, their heads aren't going to turn. They are focused on each other. Of course, you always say that, and then somebody comes maybe as a bombshell or calls them more that switches things up. But as of right now, they're sold on each other.
To be honest, like, it just feels too perfect.
Too good to be true, eh?
Yeah.
No, let's not say that. I do see a future with you, and I would like to explore.
Really? Ooh, all your cards are getting put on the table right now.
Don't, because I'll take it back right now. I'm not really bothered about like who walks through the door or whatever, because
I don't think about that either. I just think about you. I don't think about that either.
Listen, I'm here for the Dammi supremacy, okay? Because we know this only happened because of Twitter's friggin' rallying behind these two. Because we should not have gotten a date between them, not this soon. Definitely not this soon, considering that there's still Gemma and Luca in the thing, and Andrew and Tasha, but they're going through some stuff. So maybe the producers were like, we'll just keep them on the rocks for a moment. Gemma and Luca, I don't know why they haven't been on a date yet. But I fully believe that this was induced by Twitter. I thank you. I love you. Keep working. Y'all need to vote, because if we can't vote, us who are abroad cannot vote. Y'all need to vote. They need to win, because I love them. When they come back from the date, I mean, all they could do was rave about each other. And I have to say, I love how Dammi takes every opportunity to praise India, whether, you know, he's talking to Andrew, or he's in the confessional, or he's in front of her, or he was even on the date with Antigone and all he did was talk about her. I'm just like, I love that he's so reassuring, he's so affirming, and not once have we heard India express that she needs more reassurance from Dammi, because he just gives it. Whereas with Ikenna, that wasn't the case.
I think right now, the way I'm feeling, like, it would be hard for me to turn my head.
it feels like a little bit of like a crazy fairy tale, which is so cringe. Right now it's tunnel vision, and it's just both of us. Like, words can't really describe when I'm around him. Like, I'm always laughing, always smiling.
I know a lot of people were like rallying for Ikenna, saying, you know, like it takes a lot of time for people to build. When you know, you know. And that's not to say that that person is going to be your forever person. We're not saying they're going to get married. We're not saying this is the one. However, like, that genuine interest, when you feel it, you feel it. And in most times, people act on it. You know what I mean? That's exactly what Dammi is doing. And India recognizes that. If they end up together, honestly, my head might explode. And if they don't, at least they can say, you know what, it was good while we had it, which was not the case with them last two people. So back at the villa, Davide and Ekin-Su were having a conversation that was a little bit of flanter, you know, some flirty banter. Davide was adamant on saying, you know, the door is absolutely closed with her, but he was talking to Jay early in the episode saying, you know, if I was to put my interest back into her, like, it would be a no-brainer. She has said a similar thing in the past episode. So this conversation definitely had some romantic undertones.
Anything you want to ask me, talk to me about?
Not really.
No?
I don't know what do you have in mind about. Nothing changed at the moment, my opinion about you.
This is just a friendship talk. It's nothing.
Yeah, I know. We were talking.
Davide, relax.
I'm relaxed. Look at me.
Yeah, I'm very relaxed too. Look at me.
Okay.
Didn't we say they was gonna get back together? Didn't we say that? I don't know if they're actually gonna follow through with it, but the way that everything happened and the way that they relate to each other, I'm like, they are just two different kinds of freaky that only matches with each other. The sexual tension between anyone in the house has never matched up to Ekin-Su and Davide's together. And I don't think they actually could be in a relationship, but they could have some relations. Later on in the night, Ekin-Su was actually asked by India, do you have feelings for Charlie? Could you see things going, you know, down a romantic sense? And she doesn't say yes, which is telling, but she says, you know, because he's trying, I'm going to try. Charlie, pack your bags, babe. That means you're leaving. That means your time is up. It's not gonna happen. I don't even know why he tried to pick her. Like, clearly the vibes are better between him and Tasha. Maybe they're both the type of people who are just very easily affected by people's opinions, because if you think back, the whole like dare thing back in the day, Tasha wanted to go for Andrew, but then she went for somebody else, like, because she thought like she took on the opinions of the other people. Now she's having a breakdown the day before because of the opinions of other people. I don't know if Charlie was also worried about the opinions of other people and went for Ekin-Su instead of Tasha. Everybody needs to get a backbone. Everybody needs to be able to think for themselves, because what are we doing? What are we doing? It's not making sense. Speaking of thinking about yourself or thinking for yourself, Tasha was talking with Andrew in the bed and was basically saying, you know, I feel like this is too good to be true. And typically what I tend to do is self-sabotage something when I feel like it's going too good.
I'm trying to find an excuse to break you off if everything is too good to be true.
The Tasha supremacists in my comments. Where are y'all now? I didn't see y'all yesterday. I didn't see y'all in the comments yesterday. Y'all are mighty quiet. Yeah, your girl is embarrassing you, isn't she? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, pipe down, bitch. Pipe down.
That's what I thought. Anyways, tomorrow we're seeing a blow up, some kind of blow between Ekin-Su and Gemma, which is interesting. They've always had this like back and forth relationship. Sometimes they like each other, sometimes they don't. So it'll be interesting to see what causes this kind of tension. As always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.